I didn't know I was an entrepreneur. Do you feel like you're an entrepreneur? That's a weird word, right? I didn't feel like it. I didn't know. I just always did. That's it. I always wanted to find a way to do something more. I always wanted to get a little bit bigger, better in whatever I was doing. Now, I'm not very educated. I only have an associate's degree, and it took me 3 years to get it. But and I just scraped by. But that's where I came from. I didn't have the funds, of course, to go to college, but I didn't have the intellect to want to study for it because I really wanted to be more social. That's what I really focused on, and I worked a lot. So when it came down to actually trying to figure out, who am I and what do I have to offer, I thought back to a time when I was working in the hospital. I was a radiographer, and I was the fitness girl. I was the one they made fun of because I used to bring in all my food. Do you get made fun of for bringing food with you to places? And oh, you're that fitness person. Like, you get made fun of. Me and another coworker of mine who was also fit, we were known as Ken and Barbie because we were the only fit ones, and we didn't take smoke breaks. So my smoke break actually was when the internet was started. That was way back in the 90s, early 90s. And it was so cool because I would take a smoke break to go into the doctor's lounge to get on the computer and just start searching for things. I was trying to figure this thing out. And I came across some group exercise sites, and I was just really trying to dig in. And video, you couldn't even play video back then. It was horrible. I was so sad. But at that point, because I was known as the fitness person, people kept asking me to help them, much like it's happening to you right now. They finally come to a point in their life where they're like, I'm going to finally ask someone. And that's what they should do. Why should we try to be an expert or try to figure something out? If someone else has already figured it out for you, just ask. And that's the same thing with this business. So some of my friends who are quite overweight started to ask me, can you just videotape your classes and then give them to me so I can do a workout at home? I was like, okay. So I'd go teach my classes. It was called Cardio Blast. I'd wear all my jazz pants. Do you guys remember jazz pants? The ones that came up to here. Yeah. And I would videotape them. I'd set up my little video camcorder by the stereo and, bootleg it. And then I would put it on VHS, because that was what was back then. Who doesn't know what VHS is? It's coming. So, and then I kept doing that. They're like, oh, can you do one for me? Or can you do one for me? Oh, can you help us with our nutrition? And I'm like, well, I'm not a nutrition expert. I just study a lot. I just want to know this stuff. So then I put on a lecture for the hospital to teach people about how to eat right and work out. I just did it because people were asking me for it. I was like, all right, I'll help you. And then I got to a point where I'm like, well, people keep asking me for these videos. I'm going to make one. So I made them professionally. You want to know how professional it was? I videotaped it myself. And then every time someone would buy one, I would VHS to VHS, copy it. Then I would make my own cover jacket and then sell it, $14. That was how I started. This was my business card. My very first business card. That was my site, Total Movement. It was a one-page website because back then there was only one-page websites. That was it. And the IT guy of the hospital, him and I were friends, and he goes, I'll make that for you. I said, okay. And that was my first one, and I gave myself those titles because I wasn't doing that at that time. But in my mind, I was fitness presenting because that's what I wanted to do. And that's how I got started. I was like, well, people are asking for things, so I'm just going to start to kind of help them and deliver it. And I started selling these on the internet. And I would be like, someone ordered one of these things, they want this? And I'm in there dubbing it VHS and photocopying the picture so it can go on top. This is what I look like. Yep, that was me. That was the cover. That was the cover. Yeah. You want to do step aerobics? I got you in neon. That's right. That's what I'd started with. I just always figured, you know what? there's got to be a way to help more people. And I didn't know at that time, because I was just working in the hospital as an x-ray tech, really kind of what my direction was going to be, because to me, I was limited. I was hitting a ceiling because I had an associate's degree. I would apply over and over and over again to pharmaceutical sales jobs, wanting that so bad, because I thought those people were rich. I want that one. But they would reject me all the time because I didn't have a bachelor's degree. Didn't matter. Fortunately, I was able to move into sales and applications for x-ray. And that is one of the pivotal points in my life that changed for me to be able to grow as a professional and to be able to understand how to talk to people and to present. My fitness career, of course, started growing, and I wanted to be bigger. I thought I wanted my own exercise line, but after all that copying, I said, no, I'm done. I'm not doing that anymore, because I didn't know about outsourcing and all that back then. Elance wasn't around. So at that point, I thought, well, you know what? I really want to become a presenter. And at that time, I was online, of course, and I was on these message boards, and I came across Chalene Johnson, a post from Chalene Johnson, who was a nobody back then. This was way back in like 98, 99. She was just starting her big profession. And she wanted presenters. I said, well, I'll do it. And I applied.